It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This is the one where you see his bread and butter move. This little, like, it's kind of a step back, but it's also more like a snatch back dribble. It's very similar to a move that Bradley Beal has kind of made his bread and butter in the NBA, which is this.
I thought you were going to say James Harden, about to give Rockets fans some.
No. Like, legitimately, if you go watch Bradley Beal highlights, Beal does this move all the time where he starts a dribble drive in and he has that cross back and pulls the string on the ball and gets it back and then gets that separation between he and his defender, which is exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, and you know, as I get into this topic, I just want to make a quick caveat. If you are to watch film of, especially with Jalen Green, with G League Ignite, I would encourage you to watch his highlights, not as in highlights of like just jumbled up highlights from what happened. But if you truly want to see his progression and how he's grown as a ball handler, playmaker, shooter, all these different things, defender, go watch his games in order. Go watch his regular season games, watch the playoff games. You learn a lot. I think if you watch the Raptors 905 game, it'll really give you some really good insight into how he's grown or kind of where he started from where he was in his first game to where he is now. And so I really do recommend that if you are an armchair analyst or you're wanting to learn more about Jalen Green, if he's trying to become a potential, if he's going to be the potential number 2 overall pick, I do think that's an important way to start. Now, what we see here in front of us, Jackson, is what I like to call just all the space in the world, man. This guy is so good at creating space just for his age, how polished he is with his dribble. I mean, it's so polished for his age that he can create multiple feet of separation. So this term is often referred to as horizontal spacing, right? I mean, we see vertical spacing, but you know, horizontal spacing in that way is just the ability to kind of use his gather step, use that side step to be able to create that space. And I think you're going to see that here. This is a possession where I think he's going to be able to excel in. If he's playing with John Wall in Houston, if he's playing with Kevin Porter Jr., or if he's playing somewhere else that have a dominant ball handler, he's going to have chances to be able to shoot from the corner, which he can be. He can shoot the ball from there. He is a 3-level scorer, but his signature move already early on in his career is that step back jumper, like you alluded to, just because of his ability to use his feet and timing of the dribble to create double the space that a normal ball handler does off the dribble, especially when driving right. When he drives right, I know this example is more on the left side, but look, he's still driving right whenever he does this. He's right-handed, so it's easier for him to use that left shoulder to bump off and create the extra space. But just let's pay attention frame by frame to his gather step. This is what I think has really elevated him for me as why I think he's such a polished scorer. He starts off in that top left part of your screen, attacking the closeout. It's a long closeout. It's a hard closeout. It's meant to run him off the three-point line, which he does here. But as he's attacking, he plants. He plants, uses the right arm, brings the ball back to his left hand. Look how much space he's already created while he's moving his arm from his right, moving the ball from his right to his left. Already that much space. Then he goes back into the gather, already set, nice form, getting ready from his dip, kind of getting in momentum from his dip into the release. Fantastic, example of kind of how good he is, not only to be able to create space, but create space and get into rhythm. As of right now, as we saw with the synergy stats, he's best as a shooter when he's coming off the dribble, running pick and roll, or just kind of in isolation, using the dribble to kind of generate his rhythm into a three. I think he's going to continue to get better from that. But that's something that I just want to be able to highlight.